On this week's show, Alex Small sits down with Pravika Yoshi and Dean Eldridge, Jake Ortega interviews boys varsity cross-country coach Ed Poreda, and Carlton Blackwell reports from the Fall Carnival. Lawrenceville's 10-minute newscast begins right now. Coming to you from the studios inside the Lawrenceville School's historic Pop Hall, this is L10 with Ghael Fobes. Hello and welcome to this week's show. On Sunday, Lawrenceville held a solemn assembly to recognize the 15th anniversary of 9/11. Students and faculty gathered at the Peace Pole in remembrance of all who were lost in the deadly terrorist attacks. This week, History Master Michael Hannawald invited an array of drumming and dancing instructors to the campus for his Africa Then and Now class. The experience is closely in line with Headmaster Murray's initiative to bring more hands-on, experiential learning to the classroom. Tomorrow night, students will gather in the field house for this year's club fair. Leaders of community service clubs, academic clubs, publications, and other student organizations will have the opportunity to advertise and to recruit new students for their clubs. 12 fifth formers have been named as semi-finalists for the National Merit Scholarship Competition as a result of their high PSAT scores. Congratulations to Sandra Campbell, Sydney Friedland, Maya Jongren, Matthew Kim, Brian Lee, Michael Mann, Giannis Vanders, Panos Vanders, Ricky Williams, Kathy Wu, Jay Yalaman Chili, and Michael Zhao for the achievement. The winners of the second annual photo contest hosted by the Photo Club have been announced. Fourth former Elia Duato got third place with her photo titled Daybreak. In second place was fellow fourth former Adrian Lee with his photo Changji, and a winner of the contest was fifth former Jack Hardy with his photo titled Sunrise over Skyline Drive. The winners will receive free Photo Club t-shirts as well as Purple Cow gift cards. Over the summer, the school's disciplinary system was revised as a means of increasing transparency and including more student input. Our senior news correspondent, Alex Small, interviewed the Student Council's Vice President of Honor and Discipline, Pravika Yoshi, and Dean of Students, Blake Eldridge, to learn more.
What will we as students see in the discipline process come this fall and winter term?
I think the big change that you guys will experience is going to be the level of student engagement in hearing from their peers about their decisions, but also their engagement in communicating with adults on campus about the student experience. I think what the emphasis is going to be much more on a values approach instead of a rules approach, and hearing from the students about their lived experiences here and what it means to be a student here, and helping students think about their commitments to the community, but also their own personal responsibility and accountability.
And Pravika, what specific changes will we see coming this year?
Like Dean Eldridge mentioned, there will be a lot more student involvement in trying to make sure that students are making sure that they're following our Lawrenceville community values. We're working towards having a DC on most of the students' offenses, including first offenses, and that new process will also include three students in the meetings, 3 faculty, and then one rotating faculty member as well. So I'm really looking forward to having more student involvement and helping students that may seem that there's no other way out. They can come to their peers for help.
What changes, especially considering last year's policy, did you feel like needed to be addressed, or what is the reason behind these new set of rules?
One of the things that we are thinking about currently is that announcing certain cases at school meeting, that kind of stops the rumor mill that often happens on a school community, and that offers the community to have all the right information and that nothing factually wrong from the case is being spread around the community.
Do you think that this new sense of transparency has the effect to have unintended consequences?
It might be a sensitive case or something, and that's why I think we're trying to do a case-by-case basis. And so not all cases will be announced at school meeting, but certain ones that Dean Eldridge might feel should be, or that we want to announce, that we will announce at school meeting.
What do you think a successful run of this new policy would look like come October and November, heading into the end of the fall term and beyond?
I would hope I would never have to sit on DC, but realistically, I hope that I might sit on 1 or 2 first offense DCs, but the students would feel that they don't have to leave after their first major or before they get a first major, that they want to stay and make sure that they do learn from their mistakes and don't have to go to another second DC. So I really hope that this first DC on first offenses really helps students learn from their mistakes and really stay at Lawrenceville, because this community is one of the best. So.
And we're going to continue to monitor closely, not just the outcomes, but the some of the other characteristics of the process, timeliness, the nature of the questions, what, if any, policies need to be revised or clarified, to allow us to be efficient and focus on the student, and not so much on the permutations or the nuances of the policy.
Thank you, Alex. Boys varsity cross country coach Ed Poreda, or as students like to call him, Coachy, is coaching at Lawrenceville for his 62nd year at age 89. Our sports correspondent Jake Ortega visited practice to talk to Coachy about his personal history and his insight into this year's season.
What was your favorite experience as a coach for 62 years?
It's all a lot of fun to me. We had some pretty good teams. Like the best team we've had was 1966. And I thought this team would be better than that. They could be. But 1966 was the best team we had. We had some real good kids. And so every year we do fairly well. And we get, of course, very intelligent kids. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's a lot of fun. Like this is the highlight of my day, coming down for a workout, seeing the guys, and then of course seeing their progress in meets. It's very good for the heart.
Do you see that leadership with the captains this year on the team?
Oh yeah. Captains. Well, let me give you an example today. We have shirts that we pass out to guys who ran 500 plus miles, and so we had two guys who did that. And we got Mr. Wilborn to pass the shirts out. Well, I got Marcus to introduce Mr. Wilborn to the troop, and they told him what he's going to do. So Mr. Wilborn passed out the stuff, and then Inge concluded the thing by thanking Mr. Wilborn and then giving him one of our shirts with our mantra, which is, I feel great. So we gave him one of those shirts. So it really works. And like we, I try to give more guys more responsibility. So I keep doing less and less. I'm going to work my way out of a job.
Thank you, Jake. On Saturday night, Lawrenceville hosted the Fall Carnival to kick off the school year with games and music. Our reporter Carlton Blackwell was on location at the Bowl to find out more about the event.
Hi guys, I'm Carlton Blackwell. This is L10 News. I'm here at the all-school end of summer carnival. Let's go check it out. I'm here with our social rep, Patrick Taylor. Patrick, how excited are you for tonight?
I'm quite excited. I'm excited to get dunked in the dunk tank and go down the slip and slide.
And what other events do you have planned for us this year?
Quickly, we'll be having the Bluegrass Festival, September 24th. Next weekend, there's going to be a dance at the Dickinson House, which is going to be awesome. And, some of the usual suspects in the spring, we'll be seeing Kirby Music Festival. We'll be seeing the Rumble in the Arena, and just, other classic events that we do.
Sounds awesome. And I have one last question for you. Who do you think is going to set the record on the mechanical shark?
I don't know. I think Ghael is a pretty good shot.
As you can see, it's been a ton of fun here at the carnival. Back to you, Ghael.
Thank you, Carlton and Pat. That is our show for Thursday, September 15th, 2016. From all of us here at L10, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Good night.